why very emotional, and I completely understand that. Okay, say Baha, I think it's a Thursday, mboa. Say can say
yeah, Baha Thursday, and you be doing come up before the judgment.
Yeah, train verdict and I'm a verdict, but verdict na anya no kware. To say they all come ho asam no na embra no eye enipa na hyehyɛ. Nti when it's time to shoot the narrative, betimi a twist it. I'm gonna save it and suit your narrative. But one thing, and then me per se, yenya consolation. If you say, I'm glad Lumba died.
Tell us why.
First, pa no na me so I didn't Lumba wu, but I'm glad say Papa ne wu. Say beya, Maame Akosua Serwaa benya ne peace of mind. Lumba died so that the woman can actually see herself again as a woman. Because he was a constant reminder of the sacrifices and the pain I know I go through. No, it is a no. That's when you be my say you don't see the pain. Time no pain no will go. It's immediate. I sit here and I say I'm glad he died, and I'm glad he suffered before he died. Because no one can say why they also a bray or like 15 years. Say, why won't you suffer?
But must you say that?
I am saying
for
that
for the sufferation part.
No. He needed to go through that because you see, you can't cause people pain and expect to say what you say. We will be okay. You can't cause people pain and expect say you'll be fine. Because from every indication, your system, your tradition, near the no, and boa warrior, Pima, and boa warrior in a sense to say, why a traditional marriage in a no? Because say Titino, and I yet no, Bema meboa, who ba, no akonebusia ho, akoye investigation, I shall say yare, or ana edawanyama bia wo ansa, said your body city, now wa ka say, oh, me who flower be of fear, and I'm pesa me yede, me pluggy. The fact is say or shame ba nyina wo wi ase nyina no ba wo hima wo do adno no e kire say waka wona akoma mu say obey dedicated to you. That's what it means. It's whether traditionally, whether legally, obi a warrior, no woman, born of a woman has the right to obeka so ba be kotare ho. Obi a justify court to justify say traditionally or warrior in the 90 like or warrior in 2010. Bayenhwe Ben ye worry Maame Akosua Serwaa. They worry 1991. It's 19 years after the marriage. Now cry better home. Why are we not talking about that? Why are we not talking about say you so wrong to say or be a worry? No, but why are we not talking about that? But rather no, I say Endra Dazi TV I think guy na well channel na Diana no or interview lawyer Kusino.
Okay.
He says something, say everybody is looking at the half of their glass.
Yes.
What you say?
Yes.
But a formula is so if Ushieguma, a Shiegua na ba half no. Nobody is looking at that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so profound. Say, boy, need to be nyasa say we are looking at and so half na bedroom no. Na down no san bedroom half of the swear. What are we talking about it? Why are we not talking about that? Because if we baby, never do baby. 19 years of sacrifice. Utien kofo semwa. Oni that the Lumba nyana na yen krata. Na so say Lumba jum boniti ne krata no sa anye ye. Anye ye mo betena Ghana. Obetena Ghana sister ni nya ne de. No de be ware o. Ko no Nyankopɔ pɛ se wo kire ne say. Wonye ni papa. Eti ese oba ne boa no humiliate no. Also ban a born humiliating. How can you so be a warrior? What kind of wasam? There's no single and you my year bar a bar woman. Akosua Serwaa first. There's no new. It is sad na wo ye ni nyase na wo prano or them. No should have be bonum wa bonte for us to see say you are a good husband. You deserve to die. E wona Lumba wu no. E wo so wu. Not Akosua Serwaa enya liberation. Because maame no sister, who's was so far? What you said now, 3 days ago. Me call me uncle. Say Lumba or Sabe D. Me cousin. Echi. I know person me cousin the crowd woman.
102.9.
What you say, that was his lifestyle. That was the person that he was. By a shielding. All because say Akosua Serwaa who say he was her investment. It won't be cancer and say investment. That was her greatest mistake. That was Mame's greatest mistake. And oba me catch say your tradition any ade no a fail ko bema ko chiti said your boss oh bema de and what so tena oba ba ko ho bema de sa no yakopɔ bɔ obema so won chiti e he fa ne ba say Adam chiti ye onyakopɔ bɔ ba ni bema. So what are you talking about?
I know the man Becca said how I pen the ohundra.
Hello tia sa no onyakopɔ bɔ no
that's what they would say though.
Sa no onyakopɔ bɔ no ano nyakopɔ ma Adam die no yi ne mfe mpario ana ode ye de ode bo Eve eti be ma bia be ware oba bibi free wo ho ansa no ware oba no eti oba de say who holding in high esteem. The fact that we are not talking about the 19 years will be better ho no, that is where the challenge is. That is where the challenge is. I mean pa me ni Madam Akosua Serwaa akame hokro mensa every bia who dia mo dobroni if you say no the happiness and say all cause another woman pain. That's what she thrives on. It's a me maame no a ke ye ne member what you say me mofra dia of a friend say age on person mo ba
take a decision
to come but me member in fact e japadian do be mama me ba no man no fa ma no but dia me de ne brain nya come fa ne crown contest one fa
really
yes and I wouldn't. You know why? Because bear man and they say oh no that's the plain simple words. Any day anyum ye dey
edin sawa ye
no me say anyum ye dey what you say even 2019 na no worry odobroni no allegedly no what grant interview no e wo andidosio what say the yire ye ba akopɛ
he said
what kai say the yire ye ba akopɛ it is a when you shameless I can man what denounce you wa bontie denounce wa bontie so much akawo you know be ba pray ho Anfo bi am pray ho. Se me de Madam Akosua Serwaa Lumba had to die. But Akosua Serwaa to walk free. Lumba had to suffer. But Akosua Serwaa had to go to say no allegedly. See me and he deserved everything that was done to him that day. I will ye.
I'm not
considerate. Lumba has never been considerate of the feelings of Emma. He has never been considerate of Emma. Se me kasa che okwan ono na sate tutugu na enkofo asum se eyire na ware no court no na ye fake. Se wono a be ma okopo ba okopo vagina ewrem.
Men are capable.
Be ma okopo vagina as young as 16 17 ewrem.
Nyense so kan ni na.
Se mu nyina ra obeka bi wo wiase.
Ohima
no ba chimifo no so obefa no so no na so wagye edi. Oba na wagimi a wadwene wo fom no na so wagye edi. Ana wode na ewu ma na wode na ewu ma ana wode na me say wonim say verdict ne baaye no hima enkofo efre me say don't know we said the advocacy aye ni nyina no people were actually listening.
Yeah, very well. And majority of the people no wanted the other side.
Exactly.
Or they wanted a different.
Exactly.
I mean, like decision. I don't know why.
Me say
it a few people.
Because no, yeah.
And I follow for this decision. Majority of the people were all waiting to hear that Akosua Serwaa the wishes is granted, glorified as the wife.
All the people that are supporting a friend is Akosua Serwaa, Odobroni.
Even Omukra as a man undercover because they are Omukra ashamed of what they are supporting. Any moral ground, any moral basis.
They didn't see better. Those people supporting Odobroni, in their homes, they never saw better. What I say? It does so my mamenom, Edin Krofo Kunumachi. And I say, what I say, almost sistanum. So they didn't see anything growing up. It's what they know is that you can be a side piece and be comfortable with it. But Oba, so your bar. No, your ban on where fair or bar what dahwa. Why can't you also have your own man? It's a moment in a chin in Narano. What yes, and then I saw some young girls on a TV station jubilating. Omaniaje. Sir Akosua Serwaa is being humiliated. Beba mo so, beba mo maso, ama ye mo ya.
Ubenya betu de nyeduabo.
Beba mo so.
Da weni mo twa.
What you say? And there are certain people that are same way by ya. I'm cool with them. I'm beginning to question, say whether or not I should ever
associate
be cool with
them.
Because me no, my foundation in a Bible-based principle. Na me de tena we ase. It will be a based in Ibeno. You can never be my friend. And I was questioning somebody that said, I don't a side chick, because the way that the person spoke, no, I thought that the person was a level-headed person. What you say? Who say? But if that person is not seeing better. If you want ni papa, funny Maame Akosua it won't. Papa biya day.
Oh, say and the sad part of it, you're normalizing Myanmar can yes. You know, but I'm not surprised that people die too young.
Of course.
What a shock. Young girl, 23 years, 31, 27,
Because of Sanya.
Unfortunately, when they die, they don't come back to tell. If you a photo,
what's your say?
And I'm sure it is because on social media, from the courts and our grounds, and I hear people saying that, hey, this time, of
course, it's a Bible can. Bible can say, Nipedo anobejo.
Yeah.
People are heartless. Just a to the bad dear, obe feel it. But a to be an ordinary idea, obe feel it. So, I want Madam Akosua Serwaa to take consolation from the fact, say, the man died so that she can live a peaceful life. Because, to me, build you be. What you say?
Yeah.
Na so anani bibi. The family ni betray Akosua Serwaa. The family members ni including Maame no ne sister no friend say Enesina. Including her Akosua Brempoma, because revelations be a buyer no. What you say? Almost so normalize it say, oh, side chick is you better me the nakasa.
And of course, what do you say? Whoever that is supporting the other side, have something to gain.
Yeah.
But the rightful woman, no,
yes,
so supporting now, rightfully now, so she decides to give you something or not.
Yeah.
But here the lady knows that no.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, here more lobby.
Yep.
Now Amana sa baby waiting us. Yep. Omu so a percentage.
Yes.
One more bed in the end. So I'm not surprised.
Thankfully, omu di odobroni echi nyina so no. Ye jeja wo because of suba boni. Asha wo sem. Omu said omu vagina koma mema. Omu so ye omu nyina no anim guase tare omu jai na ye jare wo mu. Enti how would they know better? How would they know better? They wouldn't. What I say, and me, one of the things growing up say, me making me who say, obi owokunu, why say me who say, or the same na me who no matter baby I met drew because it downplays the principle and me uphold. It downplays it. It is a wound what bakono di wa so kra no a. What did person mention? I say later you got to know. And what you got to know, no, what did you do with it? It's Ohima Lumba had to die for Akosua Serwaa to be liberated. Lumba had to die. Say be Akosua Serwaa and who pain. I want who for almost 30-something years of in a life. No, I want her to take consolation because when baby Andra, Aisha Modi. Is it Aisha Modi, right?
Yeah, Aisha Modi. She loves the boy.
Yes. She says something for the first time.
I realized people commented and said, no, for the first time, yes, she love is making a lot of positive.
Because what she said, they say who couldn't break the sanctity, right? Yeah. Sanctity of your marriage.
Yeah.
Constantly. What you say, no, the baba, at the point, you will say, your baby are on ye.
What brand? Even though you don't bother much about what
because said you sit here say it
will not be worth it.
It concentrate on your kids, and I feel say Aisha couldn't have put everything that you said.
Sister. Must we say a man or mobile trainer or munti a janumuja ye? Now your mommy had to suffer alone.
I tell you, single parents
and all that.
Yes.
na your papa no mo chele at the time. Obefa ma 1 2 3 ni bia be woni ade. Na say later about bedru say the title kekeo, this one that we are talking, it not be anything, it be just the title as a woman who has stood over the years as a wife, gone through all the challenges our rear your film. Obi awari bia related to what we are discussing. I just obi awari
any baby mamas, no.
Of course, they don't have that.
They don't exactly.
They don't.
Because they are okay.
So arguments, no. It is because they have not experienced it. They have not. If they have, they would understand Akosua Serwaa. They would and they will not just make unnecessary condemnation of calling her irresponsible. Are you serious? Like seriously. We are a joke. I'm telling you. We are not serious.
You will never have it. And now every crowd Japan but I pray and I say ube wari obema foforo. No so di na adwena day. E beat you. Aje niam ni nyina free wonsem. You will never be happy. Causing that woman that pain. You will never be happy because not na ni kuno ho. And now ba ho. Whether traditionally or legally. Say a friend say ohima say o worry illegally. CSC 2004 no worry. Meboa.
Yeah.
Ewo embremu. Ewo Germany. That's 21 years and asa na ye kanwa. You see a worry odobroni time bay. 2010. Allegedly. It's worry even what now worry ni nyina ba ya nsa na wo de neighbor. There's no justification for that. It's every single pain that you are causing Akosua Serwaa no. Odobroni, you will face it 10 million times. And the sad no but that won't pass. Abonsa no ka say ade amede ye maami because with him she was just looking on go ya catch us or call beba.
Exactly my point. Oh, because him no what him say akwa ba de foforo obekwa aba now so abrase 2018 no o decide this will be jai be man and ko nya obi eso ni musa maame jiwa japade half ne ko kasa abrei ko dobroni be eno na yam from so a Akosua Serwaa ya eye me yama
no wonim se ye ka kire ne se sa na aware tie
eye me yama mama no pa
oba ukaso obeja o uja yakọ he na se one Charles
obrego ya o
obeba o Charles de obeba Charles de obeba sa de se nko
obeba no asan be bonyo fofra asan
asama what you say full na wo de
me la Charles
friend say Charles Kojofosu otena hoyi wo hye mani mienu a from omo wake to omo ntade shim. It tells you say he was a terrible human being.
Why?
Now Lumba din awaji ne ho kire ne yire
what you say o hia ne yire no mo
ne yire
no a
what you say
e na de ya force ya ka ho
na wo hye odobroni na wo hye Maame Akosua Serwaa omo depict obi a Lumba yire
no sa wo ho just in case you hum shepe
but wa hu despite yire
but de
maybe wa hu despite yire wa hu kwadwantwe yire okay Maame Brown the level of the musicians wa hu kwadwantwe yire wa hu ma Mary that Amachi de yire
yeah
wa hu Amachi de is one manner me salute no Amachi de no matter what ne yire oba Mary ma Mary sa na kwadwantwe eso so oba meboa Rockling
yeah
one funny ndi agro so mu wo side pieces bi mpokora no a they will let you know say where there then na abre shame on that Lumba and I'm glad he's dead.
Well, according to Mann, on reaction towards verdict anano efiada modi aba besesa na yamam wo kroma sese obi amfa ne ho nyim se kawa no fa so he papa bia na aja manu aba